Hi, my name is Joe of The Joe Show. I'm from Edmonton, and I get to perform in this beautiful city of ours. Yeah, I do magic, comedy, and ventriloquism shows, and I'm able to rub shoulders with some of the most amazing people. Join me in this show as we ask entertainers, puppeteers, professionals, and performers questions about how they got started, why they do what they do. Join us.
I'm John Mulligan, otherwise known as Mugsy.
Let's start that again. Okay.
My name is John, John, and Mulligan, Mulligan, otherwise known as Mugsy, Mugsy, Mugsy.
The rodeo man. Whoa. We're getting dizzy. I've been working on my technique security. Don't make me do
Excellent, and I'm Joe of The Joe Show. Again, we're back with Ask Entertainers. Super excited to have you on the show. I met John probably, maybe about 5-6 years ago at least. Well, maybe before that, but I've been in the city for about 10 years. Been able to perform. You're actually one of the first performers I got to meet. I had you out at an event, and amazing. You know, honestly, this is a man of many, many talents, able to do a lot of different things. What are some of the stuff you do?
I do a variety, and I remember doing that show for you, Joe.
Yeah.
Started off with a little bit of magic and then some juggling as well. I had my unicycle out there, of course, which is always fun, and I do balloon animals as well, but mostly I do the magic, juggling, and unicycling.
And you do some kite work too.
Oh yeah, I got my kites. Yeah. There's Wind Wagger here, and then Spike in the background over there. So
and they're very long, like you can't see right now, but
Spike. Yeah, Spike is about 4.5 feet wide.
Okay.
Red, black, and it's with the tail and the line is about 18 feet long. And Wind Wagger is multicolored, about 5 feet long and about 7-foot streamers.
Okay.
And attached to the line, and it spins in the wind. They both have like about a 2-foot opening to catch the wind.
Wow.
But I can use it indoors. I use a pole that's can go up to 20 feet long.
Like a telescopic pole, yeah.
Kind of like that, compartment.
Yeah. Yeah, and the kids love it. You just go from one side to the other. It's kind of like fishing. The kids are just running back and forth.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. Yeah, fishing for rainbow. That's right. That's right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, my question for you is, how did you get into performing?
Well, many years back, I guess I was in high school and sitting out at lunch break with my girlfriend, I guess, looking out the window, and there's a guy juggling 3 snowballs outside the window, just in a very basic pattern, as I know. And she says, "Hey, look at Tom, he's a pretty good juggler." And so I said, "Oh yeah, not bad." And she says, "Well, can you do that?" And I said, "No." But then I thought, well, I never tried, but I went home that night and picked up some 3 tennis balls I found, and over top the bed so I don't have to bend down too much to get them, and started juggling. I said, well, there's got to be a way to juggle, how to throw these things in a pattern that you can catch them and keep going. So the first night I went for about 15 seconds long at a time, the next night for about 40 seconds, and kept going. And from 3 balls, and later on I added 4 balls in there. And, years later I did 5 balls, but that takes a lot more work as well. Yeah. And then there's juggling clubs and all that.
Wow.
And there's different festivals. I found out juggling festivals and everything too. So I was doing a show. I did some juggling. That was starting about 18. So that was only a few years ago, right? So anyway, did some juggling and learned some magic as well. And I did a birthday party from a neighbor when I was in Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan. And she was always yakking away. And next thing you know, for Christmas, I got a call from anonymous call from 4 different companies, and they wanted me to entertain for their Christmas party. So how much would you charge? And okay, $75 for an hour. And I said, okay. So that's how I started. That was back in '87. So Christmas of '87. And I said, well, okay, there's got to be a demand out there for this. So I said, in February, I put a little ad in the local paper in Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan. I was one of my postings when I was with the military in the Air Force at the time there, and put that in and started picking up some business and carried on 5 years part-time, and then when I finished off the military in '93, then I carried on full-time as, well, I was Jim Dandy the Clown back then, and then I, '89, got posted to Edmonton, and went as Mugsy the Clown right through till the end of the millennium.
Okay.
And then change it just to Mugsy from there.
Yeah. And Mugsy's pretty much off your last name, right?
Yeah, my last name, Mulligan. That's
Mulligan,
right. That's
yeah.
right. So
Yeah.
the Mugsy boys.
Yeah. Which is great advice. Pick a name that people can spell.
That's right.
So important. You know, you pick a branding name. Yeah, like Mulligan, you might have trouble spelling that.
And
right?
Mugsy Juggler, put it right
exactly.
there too.
Yeah, I know, but it's awesome. Like, it's easy, it rolls off the tongue, it's something you remember. That's so important, right? Because people can't find you if they can't spell your name. I think that's great advice too as well, right? That's something to think about.
I totally agree.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's why I picked Joe Show, right? Because it just, you know, Joe in the show,
That's
it's easy,
right.
right? So
Right.
you go with that, that's
Like
great
it.
too. Yeah. What's the first performance you ever saw?
Probably when I was a kid, I remember my daddy worked at DuPont in North Bay, Ontario. And we had a family picnic, and they had a magician there. And he did some cool magic, and remember him just telling a story as went along. And I thought that was pretty cool. But, you know, before that, I'd watched the Ed Sullivan Show, on the Beatles and everything, and when they were coming out, and different magicians, and some jugglers and vaudeville with the hats going on off the head. So I got my hats along too. So
Nice.
So I remember some stuff like that.
Wow, that's awesome. Were there any major hurdles in life that you overcame to get where you are today?
Well, it takes a while to learn how to juggle, but I loved it. You know, I had to learn some magic and find the right props that are right for me for the type of show that I do. And I like to do a lot of comedy magic and juggling, so it's got to work for me. So you got to learn that, but otherwise it wasn't too bad. Like right now, though, I talked to you a while back and said, you know, I did lose my vision in my left eye for a while. I had I guess my eye was off a little bit, so anyway, got a scleral ring around that, had a detached retina. So got that fixed, so it's better. I got 60-20 vision in this eye, or 20/60, whatever, and 20/20 in this eye. So my depth perception is off, but I can see it clearly though, Joe. So I'm going to get some laser eye surgery again because I got lifetime enhancement, so get that back to maybe 20/20 here shortly. But other than that, it throws my juggling off. So there was a bit of time to build that back up.
Work that up, yeah.
But you know, you get your hurdles here and there. So,
Exactly.
I need some cash to buy some props and all that, but that's a standard thing, I guess, as an entertainer. So.
No, exactly. What was something you did that really made your performance take off? You know, you did something that...
Well, I guess, you know, I did, like I said, Jim Dandy the Clown.
Okay. And did you like face makeup and stuff too as well?
I did, the whole white face.
Yeah.
I was pretty horrible at it first.
It's tough because
I could be like the Joker.
I did clowning myself, and being a guy that never put makeup on my face.
That's got it.
It's definitely tricky.
Yeah,
I know.
But I got better at it and did the whole white face spectrum and lots of pretty good style, you know, by the time I got finished doing that. But and then I said, you know, I got to cut it back and just did like the red mouth clown type thing and make it simple. And I said, you know, I don't really need that. So my advice to anybody starting out, you don't really need to be a clown to get started with entertainment. You can if you like, and some people do it up well and dress up that part, or just whatever your personality is, go with that and pick out a name, like I said, an easy name. Nothing too out of place. And,
I did Sneakers the Clown is what I did.
Okay, that's
for
cool.
years, and I did Sneakers the Clown. So I mean, I was there, and then I finally turned it into.
I bet you had your sneakers on too.
Yeah,
right?
I did. Oh yeah, no, I had these great green sneakers with orange
I know
laces.
These things. Yeah,
exactly. No, it's great too. So no, that's great advice. So another advice too: if you're ever attacked by a group of clowns, always go for the juggler. Sorry, I just had to share that.
I knew that was coming.
I know,
I've heard that before.
That's right too. Exactly.
I get the left hook.
That's right.
That's
Exactly.
it, stays left.
Exactly. So let's go.
Okay, Joe, what we need, I could use $100 or $1,000 bill if you got one of those. Can you give me the biggest bill that you have, Joe? Pull it out of the depth of your pockets, Joe. The depth of your pocket. Are you married, Joe? Actually, it's just a 50. I could have used 100. That's okay. All right, I'll move back a little bit there, Joe, because I'm going to show you what we got. I got a $50 bill, Joe's $50 bill. I'm going to teach the kids all about money, and mathematics as well, specifically division. So take Joe's $50 bill, divide that 2, Joe, then you'd be down to $25. And I'll give her another fold like that, you'd be down to $12.50. And you notice, if I fold it over again, just like that, then Joe starts to sweat profusely, because now we're down to about 6 1/4 and 3 12.5. Watch, Joe, when I just blow in there like that, you got something really cool. This is so awesome for you, Joe. Matter of fact, you got yourself something better than $50. Oh yeah, what's that? The one up from there is $100 in ground. Yeah, check it out. Or actually something even cooler, great for Halloween too. We got 1 million Draculas from my good old friend Dorini. Yeah, the Dracula there. And it's got the bats and the belfry too as well. Sure, Joe. And I'd like to present my good old buddy Joe with 1 million Draculas here. Okay, he's a gullible type of guy. I can make this better for you there, Joe. So you can take that, fold up here just like this, and watch one blow in there like that again. And you can see we got something really cool. Okay, check it out. What I'd like to do is present you with this wonderful message for having Mugsy entertain and be interviewed by you today, Joe. If I can open that right up. We got 1 million thank yous! Look at that. What does that say, Joe? It says thanks. Yeah, thanks for having me, Joe. $50 included. That's all we have time for today. Actually, I'll fold it up here just like that. And you can see we've actually, when I blow in there like that, got what appears to be Joe, my good old buddy Joe Gossens, $50 polymer bill. Does that look like a $50 there, Joe? Do you remember the serial numbers backwards? I won't make you go through there. There you go. Thank you, Joe.
What is one of your favorite performances you've ever done?
Well, there's a couple there. All right, one, I remember I was in a place called Lac La Biche. It's about 2.5 hours north of Edmonton, and I've been up there a number of times, but this was for the rodeo, and there's cowboys around and all this. So this young guy, he's about 14 years old. He came up. He was following me around for a lot of the time that I was there, watched me do some magic, and he was quite enthralled with it and had my case set up. And here we are sort of in the grass area behind where the cows are romping and everything. So I was doing some sponge ball magic, and I take a sponge ball and I got one in my hand. I give this guy one. Okay, close your hand. Okay, and I take another one, grab it, and I toss it into his hand. He's got 2, and they go from 2 to 3. I said, okay, and then he said, hey, Dad, come on over here. He wanted to show his dad what I was doing with the magic. So he says, okay. So I said, okay, there's one ball here. Okay, and he opens up and the hand's got 2, and he goes, whoa, and his dad's kind of looking, well, that's pretty cool. And then I get ready to move it up from 2 balls to 3 balls. And just then I noticed on the inside of my case back here, just on that corner, I saw there's a cricket that kind of landed on the inside. I said, okay, perfect. So I took my right hand and I grabbed it and had it in my hand. I said, instead of putting the, I already did the first part with one ball to 2. And then I said, okay, open your hand, okay. All right, and they put his hand up. I put, okay, close your hand. I make sure he closed it. Yeah, he had the cricket in his hand, but he never knew it, right? He thought it was a sponge ball thing again, eh? And I take the other sponge ball out and I toss it across, boom, and there you go. Open your hand. He opened his hand, and I'll say, okay, I'll be as if I was him. It was in his right hand, and his dad was off to his left over there. And as soon as he opens his hand, then the cricket goes flying right over his right shoulder. And I watch it go flying. And it's one of those ones that can fly. So I could see it within about a second or so. It's gone about 20 meters past him. And the guy is like, whoa, like this. And his dad burst out laughing. So that was my favorite trick ever. I loved it. But I must
one time though, right?
Yeah, exactly. No, my favorite show though was when I was my friend from North Bay, Ontario. We were kids since grade school. Rob, and he was in town. So I said, okay, come on to my show. It's in Fort Saskatchewan, just outside of Edmonton. And I remember the lady there had done some shows before, a French lady, and she had 2 kindergarten classes. I said, okay, we're gonna do this again. And so we went there. And it was in June, so nice and warm outside. And we loaded everything, and I introduced Rob to the teacher there. and said, okay, I'm going to set my props up on the table, and we'll start maybe in about a half hour or so.
Yeah.
So it didn't take me too long to get set up. And Rob's, he's outside. He said, I'm just going to have a smoke out here, and I'll come right back in there. Okay, I'll wait for you. All right, so I said, okay, while he was outside, I said, okay. And he already knew the teacher there. So I waited, I got everything all set, and I waited for Rob to come in, okay? I'll wait, okay, there's about 5 minutes, and he finally comes sauntering through the door. He opens the door, and there's already about 60 or 80 kids along the back wall, and then the teachers and everybody, and in the chairs. And I got everything all set up, and Rob comes in, and I told the kids ahead of time, so today, boys and girls, we have a real good treat for you today. Today we have Robbie the Clown, but Robbie's not wearing his clown outfit today. But when he comes in, get ready to clap and cheer, make lots of noise for Robbie the Clown, okay? So they're all excited.
So he's not Robbie the Clown.
Yeah, no, he's just my good old buddy Robbie, right?
But, you just announced him.
But today he was Robbie the Clown. Yeah. So anyway, he comes in the door, and then as soon as I see him come through the door, I said, boys and girls, teachers, put your hands together for Robbie the Clown, make lots of noise. And he comes walking in, He's a big guy, and he's walking like this. He looks at everybody cheering at him, looks over at me, and he just like, and he goes and sits down, and he starts talking with the teacher, and that was great. But every once in a while during the show, he'd say, we were kids growing up in grade school. I could hear him yakking away a little bit, but I had a fun time during that show.
Nice.
Teased him a little bit. But it was good stuff.
Oh, that's awesome. That is great. That's great.
Robbie the Clown.
Robbie the Clown. There you go.
Yeah.
That's good too. That's good.
It's the Robbie.
Yeah. If you could have a song that would sum up your life for your career, what would the song be?
Oh, a lot of people probably picked that one. I did it my way. Yeah, sure. That's a cool one. But for me, probably, if times are tough, I'd probably say, if I make it to December, make it through December, yeah. That'd probably be more like this. Oh my God. Well, December is usually, it's a great time for entertainers. It's a busy time, but some years, if it's not, and then you have a tough time and you got lots of bills to pay, then you got January, February, March, and this is kind of quiet hush time for an entertainer.
Keeps you awake at night.
So you got your ups and downs, and I've dealt with that.
I know, I hear you.
Great years, tough years, so you go through it all.
Through the highs and lows, right?
Yeah.
It's permanent insomnia, right?
Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah.
If I make it through December,
Sounds you were. Yeah, exactly. Wow. What's the worst performing advice you've ever been given?
I guess, well, there may be a couple things. Maybe say, when you get home, don't get everything all set up for your next show. Wait till you get called out on the show. Then you'll put everything together quicker. No, that doesn't work. No, it's better to prepare in advance. So
pack it up as you go, right?
And also, you won't be a five-ball juggler. You don't have enough coordination. No, right. And I just practice on it when the time was right and got it all together. I'm a great 5-ball juggler, a little off right now, but other than that, so you can do what you set your mind to within certain parameters, of course, but you know what you can do.
Yeah, I love your advice too. I'm backtracking, but you juggle over top of your bed because if you drop the balls, you just pick them up again. I mean, it's like it's so obvious. It's like I do some hacky sack juggling, maybe 3, but it's very basic, right? And you drop it on the ground, you're kicking it around, and everything else too. Also, get ones that don't bounce.
I was going to say that. Get ones that don't bounce because the bounce. But there are bounce balls. I've done that before.
Yeah, exactly.
Too. But you want something that absorbs into your hands, especially if you got one ball and you go to catch the other one, it doesn't bounce off it like that.
Exactly.
Like tennis balls.
Yeah. So that's some good advice there too as well.
Matter of fact, just like there, just show you.
Yeah, for sure.
That's like these ones here.
Yeah.
It's got a little silicone. It kind of looks great in the light, and this has silicone in there too. So.
Yeah. And they're weighted too, right?
Weighted, so they're good. Yeah. Great for juggling there. So
there you go. There you go. If you lost all of your performing gear, what would be the one thing you'd buy first?
I would get 5 juggling balls.
5 juggling balls. That's it again.
That's what I would need for juggling.
Yeah.
And with 5 juggling balls, you can still juggle 3 juggling balls, right? So
you can do a lot of routines.
3 juggling balls, it's more like, right hand's doing all the work and the left hand is getting all the credit for all. So you can do some cool routines with 3 balls.
Whoa, great to be here tonight. Whoa, that one up here. This is called cooling down. Okay, now look, we got one over there, one over there, one up there, one there, two up there, two over there, and around here like that. There's that little quickie back there. The yo-yo coming up there. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I know what you're all thinking about Mugsy by now. I do some impressions too. So moms and dads, here's your mama. When you get up, you don't make your bed Saturday morning, your mama, she'd be like, oh yeah, and Izzy. I do dads too. Dad'd be like, all right. I'll just put one down for a second. Just a moment. I'll put this one right up there for a moment. Put this one right up there. Put this one right up over there. Oh, this is a good one right here. Yum yum. Okay, put one way up there. Up, 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 up. Hop, hop. And entertainment. So.
Out of like all of your possessions, what's one of your most prized possession?
I guess my juggling balls. I like.
Okay, okay.
I love juggling. But,
Would it be the light up ones probably? The special ones?
I do. Oh yeah, I do have. Yeah, the technology has got a lot better.
Yeah.
I do have 5 juggling balls that light up and change colors, and same with 3 clubs. And I have what's called poi, it's spheres that are on like a ball, like one on each a 2-foot chain, and I spin them around in different patterns like this and that, and they look cool too. So yeah, some good light up props.
Yeah.
So, and a little bit of magic things that light up and you can toss around too. But overall, I love my juggling props. I mean, there's one, if you're looking at a special effect, I think, you can ask me about that, but there's one special effect that I really enjoyed that I've done for a long, long time, and that's changing money up into bills and going from one bill to the next or whatever.
Yeah.
Because everybody loves money, and to do that right in front of their face, I think it's a really cool
Amazing
thing. So I've always enjoyed doing that. And now there's another type of thing I can do that. The adults really enjoy that, and then the kids will sort of take it in as well. But then you can transition from there going to coins and pull coins from kids' ears or in the air and toss them into a can. So I do that as well, called the Miser's Dream.
Nice. What made you very proud as a performer? There's something, or your audience moved you maybe, like a time?
Yeah, sometimes I've done some shows for all types of audience, for kids or adults right through to seniors or whatever. But when you can see you start into your stick right away, right as soon as I get started, then right away, then you see the big smiles on the faces there too. So I've done shows for kids with cancer or other issues. So it's nice to be able to keep them happy, see them smiling. They're going through some tough times.
Yeah.
I remember one time I did a show for some seniors. It was up north, and this couple, I had some fun with them during the show, and I talked to them afterwards and said, "Oh yeah, we met here and we got married about last July or something like that. Oh, can we get a picture with you?" And I thought that was great. So nice to get some good interaction and be able to talk with people afterwards. So I love that.
That's great too. You also do unicycle riding.
I do.
So that just like you decided juggling, you're like, I want to do unicycle, or how did that happen? Like,
well, I got a
your
good
bicycle broke it.
I got a good deal on the bike. Say, hey, Mugsy. I was like, I don't say where it was. I can't say. Yeah, I got my bike half off. So,
exactly right.
But it beats inflation. Just
it does.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, normal bikes are too tired. That's why they fall over.
Yeah. An extra $5 are what throws my handlebars in there.
Exactly. That's right.
So I have a little bit of fun with that too. So. And I said, once you get up there, I say, okay, move over this way. I need a bit of a psychopath.
So you just decided, like, I want a unicycle? Is that, you just ordered one, or were you given one? Or?
Yeah, well, I did
where
that.
Do you get it?
Actually, I did that years back when I was in Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan. I'd already did some juggling for years. And I said, oh, okay. I used to be married. And before I was married, I used to ride motorcycles, enduro bikes, so I could do the big long wheelies and donuts and all that.
Yeah.
And then I got married, and then I owned a vacuum cleaner. I tell the bikers that when I'm up north with the
Eat
cars.
my dust.
I said,
a whole new meaning. That's right. That's right.
and so I guess for Father's Day, I ended up getting a unicycle. Well, it's because it's what I wanted anyway.
Okay, yeah.
So I started practicing on that after about 4 hours. I could go for about
4 hours.
Yeah, I could go for maybe about 30 feet or whatever. The
Really?
next day, 100 feet, and then kept going
Yeah,
from there.
because I've tried a
Bounce and
unicycle, and it's
spin,
the mount that's a big thing, just jumping on the thing.
I'll give you a crash course on that.
Yeah, definitely.
But so it's something that I loved. And the bike that I got now, back over there.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's a good one. A Chris Holmes bike, anyway. If anybody rides unicycles, they know Chris Holmes. Good name. So he's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
Has some great stuff. So it's really solid. This one cost me a little over $600, but this is about the 8th unicycle that I've been through.
Okay.
Been bouncing on, and the crank, like the pedal snaps right off and things like that. So this is really a strong one. So get a good unicycle, kids.
Oh, that's great.
On your way to school.
What's on your performer's bucket list? Something that you hope to do one day?
Well, there's always a little bit of magic that you want to do. There's certain props that I might like to get, but really, like I got 4 kids, and so I like to pass a little bit of the magic on that I do.
Okay.
And I did earlier before, but they got busy with other things. And my youngest daughter, Catherine, she wants to do a little bit of magic and others.
Okay.
But my kids are Brandy, Michael, James, and Catherine.
Nice.
So good range in age.
Yeah,
But,
that's great too.
I have some fun with them. I've done some shows for them when they're younger.
Yeah.
And then they got different other interests, but
Yeah.
like to show them a little bit.
Yeah,
So.
I like to include my kids,
Things
things
and
too.
And
as well.
certain things that you want to pass on. This other
exactly.
stuff,
Yeah.
that's just a prop there. But technique and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. We're going to do 2 truths and a lie,
Oh, okay.
where you tell me 2 stories,
All right.
and 2 of them are true, and then the last one's false, and I got to guess which one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, for many years, I used to entertain at nightclubs. Did hundreds of shows. I did some on White Avenue and the West Edmonton Mall. Did everything up there. Did fire on stage and everything like that. And a lot of times they wanted me to. I guess I won't even mention names of the clubs, or whatever. But they'd ask you to get on the bar. Stand on the bar and juggle on the bar. So I did a lot of that. So with 3, 4, 5 ball juggling, or with clubs.
Okay.
At one time it wasn't too busy at the time in a certain area. So I was juggling with 3 clubs on the bar. And a lot of times I slide off the bar because it's so slippery. You just so falling off the bar at work or whatever. But I could put that on my resume there. Not too many people could do that. But anyway, walking on the bar back and forth, juggling 3 clubs, and walking to the left and walking to the right, getting really into this and see them up in the air. Do a couple double flips up there, and I'm walking to the left and walking over to the right, and I just stepped right off the bar.
And it was like, it was about higher than this table. It was about this high, and I just stepped right down, and my right foot came down, scraped the back of my leg, and my left leg came down. My knee banged the bar right on the edge, and I had a sore knee for about 6 months after that.
Okay.
So that was one story. Okay.
Story number 2.
Okay, I was coming home after doing the show, White Avenue. It was about 1:32 in the morning type thing. Did some stuff like juggling and did some balloon animals too. A friend of mine, Donovan Day, great close-up magician. We've done a series of shows for years, but anyway, we were there for a while. And then on my way home, bring all my gear and heading back towards my car. And people see you with your unicycle and other stuff, and they say, "Hey, can you ride your unicycle for?" Oh, okay, I put all my stuff down. A few bounces and spins. Okay, then I go another half a block away, and there's about 8 people there, and say, "Oh, hey, can you ride your unicycle first?" And come on, we'll give you some money, and I'll okay. So I put my stuff down. So I grabbed my unicycle and I said, okay. They said, okay, can you ride your unicycle and juggle for us and light our cigarettes And I was okay. Well, I said, you got a lighter? So give me a lighter. So
Well, you're on the unicycle.
Yeah. So I said, okay, put my stuff down. I grabbed 3 juggling balls.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, I'll put the lighter in my pocket. I said, I'm going to come back and I'll juggle on the way back.
Yeah.
And then I'll come on over and I'm going to drop the juggling balls down and light your cigarettes while I'm on the unicycle, right? So I scoot up, halfway down the block. I turn around and start juggling. And it's, like I say, it's about 2 in the morning time.
Yeah.
Start juggling on my unicycle, looking up in the air, coming along, and all of a sudden, I didn't realize that the sidewalk kind of sloped down maybe a little pickup place there, whatever. So as the wheel came up to it, my wheel took off downwards and I went straight down like this, and I snapped I forget which thumb, but I just snapped the thumb right there. So I broke that. And
really?
And I said, okay, I'm pretty sure it was this one here, yeah. So anyway, and you could hear snap and I could hear it go.
Yeah, messed up your hand.
I could hear this girl gasping in the back.
Yeah.
That's right. So I said, okay, so grab the 3 juggling balls that I'd start to roll away, and grab my unicycle and hop back up on it, and I started to juggle like this, like just hanging on by a tendon. Put my thumb in there like this. I was juggling along like this on my unicycle, and then I had to come over. Yeah, it might have been this hand anyway, but. So I got over there, dropped the balls down on my pack as I'm unicycling, reached in, grabbed the lighter. There's 2 guys standing beside each other, took the lighter out, and I started bouncing my unicycle and realized you got to kind of go like this. If I'm going down, I got to put my hand up. It's kind of like the stabilizer, right?
Yeah.
So I lit the first guy's cigarette, and he had a $5 bill in his mouth, and he gave me that, and then the next guy saw that I could do that, so he backed off and didn't get the 5 off him, and they tossed some change on the ground. I got $8, and it cost me about $16 for cash at the medic, so I lost money on that one.
Oh man.
But anyway, that's one.
Okay, story number 2.
Okay, that was 2. Okay, number 3. Okay, I was actually in Lac La Biche. I was doing a parade there. It was a couple kilometers long. And I couldn't believe it. I was coming tired by the time we got to this one area near the end. And there's a little bit of a slope down there, down the hill. And I was juggling with 3 balls on the unicycle. And I went off to the side. I was looking to the left. I turned around, and before long, I was just off the road. There's a bit of gravel there. To start to skid, I went flying over the unicycle and down the hill. And I rolled, and I got up, and I had, there's a few trees in there, just grapes coming across the side of my face, and one of them just nicked me right here. Got a good streak of blood on my, I remember
Face
very
there.
well, right along my cheek there. So I got up, a little bit of bleeding, and looked around. I think I had a little towel, because in case I wipe it off. So I had to use that for a while, but. And make my way back to the next area, take a little breather, and do some more of the show. I was there for the day for about 8 hours.
Never give up, hey?
But yeah, had a good time with it.
Man, this is tough.
3 stories.
Okay, so this is tough. I think it's either. I think it's either 1 or 3, the first one or the third one.
Which one? That's not. Which one?
I think the bar one, because they wouldn't let you. But mind you, though, wiping on your unicycle, it just seems so simple that it could be a 2.
Yeah.
I think the gravel, wiping on your unicycle.
On the unicycle?
Yeah, wipe it out.
That's the one, yeah.
That's the one. Perfect.
But it seems so easy. The other one, yeah. I remember having a sore knee for a while.
Likely stories.
I had a sore knee for a while on that bar. I remember I slipped off the bar so many times because they're all wet.
Oh, okay. All right, I'm back. So I've been doing fairly good at this. So
and when I looked at the mirror when I was back at home, I thought, oh wow, I had a big bruise on my back of my leg, and I went, wow.
And you did, dislocate your thumb or?
Broke my thumb. Yeah,
broke your thumb.
Yeah. So and I had to juggle at a big mall the next morning. It was in a certain area. So I said,
did you do it still?
I could do 5-ball juggling because it was a lot easier than doing balloon animals because I I couldn't use my thumb to tie the balloons of
Yeah.
anything like that, so
Yeah.
that was no good.
You do know where you go if you hurt your hand.
Yeah, it always
No?
takes me about 10 days.
Second-hand store.
10 days, yeah, second-hand store. That's a good one there.
That's
All your kids know that too, right? Yeah.
That's right too.
That's when they're dad.
All right, John, I want to thank you for coming out. This has been absolutely awesome, and it is a privilege to perform alongside of you. I think you're one of the best. I mean that as a friend, as a performer. You know, you just. The other thing too is your voice. You do a really special voice for Mugsy.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Can you just give us a sample of Mugsy?
Well, Joe, I'll just do whatever I can. Like, I mean, there's certain things, like, I mean, like when you, like, I realized when you got a spot on there too, you did the whole interview. Line up, kids, line up, check it out there, yeah. So, I'm not the one with the squeaky voice. So that's
Great.
what I would do.
Yeah.
That's my stick. Is
You
Mugsy.
actually threw me for a loop a bit when you answered the phone the first time normal, because I'm used to showing up at the event, you're talking like Mugsy, and then I try to phone John and it's John's voice. I'm like, well, this isn't Mugsy, right? But it's, so that's awesome.
We have some fun. I love working off other entertainers too at events. And,
exactly. Well, this has been.
If there's somebody who plays some music, I love to juggle for the music and things like that too. So.
Yeah, I can see. Well, this has been awesome. Thank you for coming out to my show.
Thank you very much, sir, Joe.
Yeah, it's good to
appreciate it.
Hey, great to be here. I was thinking driving on over here to see my good old buddy Joe. I said, which one is Joe? Then it came to me, that's Ray. I remember Joe and Mrs. Joe Gosselin too. They had them both here today. That was so awesome. And don't forget all the kids, got the mom and dad, all the kids, some kids running over here, running over there. I got lots of kids at home. I remember my kids when they're younger, they're just me, mom and dad, and lots of little mini-me's running all over the place. Does that look like a little mini-me to you? Can you guys see any eyes in there? Maybe not. But if you look very close, you can see that we got everybody here for a good time. I'm off. I'm Mugsy.
Today's quote of the day is, there are no shortcuts. Learn from experience, especially the failures. There is no better teacher than your own failure. You know, we all want to make it big, but we're all going to mess up. We all have to take those baby steps, right? We have to crawl before we can walk, before we can run. And that's very, very important with performing as well. You need to start off slow. You're going to mess up, but learn from those things. Those are stepping stones on the road to success. Use those to grow, use those things to learn from, and help you become the performer that you want to be.